Enigma, take it away. I'll check in with you after this map. This could be the last one, so we're all gonna buckle in with you.
Buckle in indeed. Get into that ship. We're already out of it. It is map 5 and we are here, and Breadman's got a ground loot sniper, but it's gonna get done and dusted from the building to the right. Look, that's not the start you want, especially when you just got into second place.
Yeah, I mean, you are currently in second, but even if Biffle go on to win this map and freeze the tournament right there, all the points here still count. So if you're Breadman and Joewo, you want to hold on to that second place. That's not the start to do it. Here are our team, and they have indeed changed their landing position, moving away from Zark. We're potentially worried about teams coming and pushing them and trying to upset their game, end their game early, and they are going to instead contest over at Al-Bagra Fortress. Stronghold has an opposing team in it. Are they going to push it out?
Yeah, that's really tough, right? It's pretty easy to cap a stronghold and you immediately know you're pushing in to fight a team that has their loadout. But throwing up a counter UAV, that's going to be your smart move, even if you just found it, because they're initially going to get that UAV right off the rip once it's capped. Now, they are looking to chow it. They have entered the stronghold. Biffle is cracked. No plates. Here's the deal, though. Did they change their skin? Biffle usually runs the kind of ghillie suit. Haven't taken a look at his gameplay just yet, but that would be really interesting if they went so far to change their drop spot and their skins.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're both incredibly nerdy. One of the interesting callouts that came out from Biffle, by the way, the team that pushed Stronghold initially were getting pistoled. That means there are multiple teams in this area, and I wonder if the team that was inside Stronghold pushed out that other side, and that's why right now this seems like a free cap, but still need the cap to come on through. And then to grab your loadout, and you're hoping that no smokes or splashes come through that door, and it looks like they're going to get away scot-free. And that is how you start yourself off when you're on match point. Get a solid foundation built and get yourself ready for the rest of the game.
Low-key, they shouldn't have been allowed to do that. And yeah, I think he did change his skin as well. So let's check in with Braxton, Super Ev. Nades going out. They're able to grab a knock onto J-Tech. It'll give them the advantageous position in this engagement. So a good thirst. Now they just need to find the last one.
One-y, absolute one-y.
You can hear the callouts coming in. Aggressive here. Braxton and Super Evan. Oh, goodness me. High alert goes wild, but not quickly enough. And it turns out that Tomsterbomb led in a corner. Speaking to Tomsterbomb beforehand, and he says he's giving everything when it comes to the next title. Set himself up. Yeah, Biffle up against Booyah.
What happened? We just saw them cap a stronghold. Now they're both in the gulag, and you're going up against Booyah? Okay, let's see what you've got.
Oh, good lord. Escapes by the edge of his teeth. The amount of times we have seen Biffle on tiny bits of health, onto Shifty now, up against Spartan, has picked his corner, picked his lane, but sees nothing just yet.
Playing it patient. I mean, Nobu Spartan is a formidable foe when you're going into the gulag. Looking for some information. Will the snapshot connect? It does not. So we're going for a little bit of a reposition here. Inching ever so closer. Audio cues. Them tax, and behind the flank comes in. Shifty chows, but it's not going to be enough, and Spartan takes him down. So now Biffle, winning the gulag, will have to clutch up for the team. Go to a nice little regain, but Tommy and Noobs, look, they've got to do some work here too if they want to know. If Biffle wins this game, it's over. So let's see where they can advance, currently in third place prior to this match.
The thing is, if a lot of teams were kind of put in this position, we'd be like, okay, it looks like it's probably not going to be it for them. But the amount of times that these boys have clawed back from being on the edge of defeat, never put it past them. So Biffle and Shifty, if either of them are still alive, even with just a pistol, can't put it beyond them clutching the whole thing out. FIFA Kill's got company on the roof of Airport. Going to call in his mortar strike to try and push that team down, try and make them flee. FIFA Kill spots one, picks up the kill. Bit more like it from him, because these two have been quiet for what we would have expected so far today.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. I was curious to see kind of how these two would run at it in duos, but they have been playing ranked a lot recently. I kind of tune into some of the streams, what FIFA does, and just kind of vibe out in the morning and just try to learn. And he's been playing a lot with Scummin, so curious to see how they'll perform here. I know we were just on board with Tommy and Noobs. They actually had a bounty on Biffle himself. So having that information of where a team is when they're on match point, do they full send? I would.
I would, knowing that Shifty's out. I'm not sure if I would, thinking that Shifty might be up. That would be a terrifying prospect. But yeah, you are right. You got to ask that question at that point. Okay, do we push out the team that could end our tournament right here and we've not had a good day. Or do we back away because we're terrified that they're going to absolutely tear us apart? And Biffle stays up, managing to... the amount of times I see this boy with very little health winning gunfights by a single bullet is ridiculous. Continues on with his death march, and Shifty's providing cover elsewhere, picking up kills with a pistol. Biffle's still in trouble here. This two seemingly forever in trouble, and also not at the same time dealing with absolutely everything thrown at them.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, like, he doesn't even look like he is stressed. He is stoic. He is a swan. You know, when you think of swans, right? They're just so graceful going across the water, but they're just paddling like crazy underneath with the little flippers. That's Biffle right now.
Incredible analogy is indeed very calm, and believe will be rinsed by Zero there. I thought that Zero had that, was going to lose that for sure. It seemed like he'd taken a lot of damage. Shifty has gone down again, by the way. Biffle continuing to hang out in what is a very difficult spot. On either side, you've essentially got open space where you're poking your head up to players on top of buildings, more than likely. Oh boy, now into... Here's Gulag against Shiesty.
What?
So,
You just hear those comments. Wait, excuse me? What do you mean? I mean, Oakboy himself currently in 8th place here in map number 5. Already lost a good chunk of that shield health. Shots go out. This is do or die right here for you, my man.
Fucking one.
Oh, it falls just at the end there. I thought I liked the play, to be honest. Just chipping away at the place, trying to even it up so it's pure health on health. But falls in the end, and his squad do indeed go out. It's a shame because the fact that they won that map earlier on and looked really good to bring home the serious amount of prize money does indeed see them start to slip down the leaderboard from there on out. We've spoken a little bit about it earlier on as well. If you win a map and you get yourself into a really good position, if you then chance to change your strategy because you're thinking, oh, we've got to be careful now because we've got all these points to kind of protect, we've got a lot to lose, it can be your undoing. We saw it a lot through World Series, potentially seeing it again today. Aydan goes down into his own gulag.
I mean, we kind of saw that already with Biffle and Shifty. You switch up your drop spot POI, you end up in a completely different area, you're rotating in things that you obviously you know from ranked and grinding, but like it's different in this tournament. So Aydan, Adrian finding themselves in the gulag. Snapshot will connect. Tomster Bomb on the other side. One of our players coming out of the EU, played in the World Series of Warzone along Bubble and Echo. Can't imagine this is going to be any kind of easy. Flag should be coming out shortly. Good angle there.
Oh, he stuck him.
Wow. Can you even believe it?
The look on Aydan's face there says everything. But as said, I spoke to Tomster Bomb a little bit this week, actually, in private DMs. He was talking about how much he wants to put into the new game and commit and really throw everything at these new titles that are going to be coming up throughout in a couple of days' time, as well as into whatever happens next year. And he's really wanting to give everything. Winning a gulag against Aydan is a heck of a way to have your last hurrah for Al Mazrah go down. No doubt would have been intimidated by a name like that coming up against him.
I mean, yeah, no, that's going to make you feel really good for sure. But now coming back is going to be all falling on to Adrian and see if he can clutch up and get Aydan back in. But on board with Joewo and Breadman, map 4 winners. They got a nice 18 points currently. Second place overall, 60-ish points. I believe 60.6. And this rotation, I've made it a ton, right? You can make the decision, do you go up towards Observatory? Not necessarily always the best route because you're going to have the high ground there, but you have to get up to it. And rotating in from this side of the tracks can be really tough.
Yeah, I do not ever encourage the idea of rotating up towards Observatory, even its new destroyed state. There's so many places where teams can just be set up on headies, whether it be buildings, whether it be rock faces. Adrian goes down in the background. Aydan will get the trade out. That is Wiz going down, by the way. And then Bobble actually kills Aydan himself, and is that duo out? I think it is indeed, and that's an interesting duo, by the way, Bobble and Wiz. So Wiz is one of the players alongside Oki that played with FIFA Kill in the World Series, and they were seen as two of the best young up-and-comers Europe had to offer. A lot of pressure on their shoulders, and a lot of people felt that they underwhelmed. They didn't really deliver on what was promised when it came to being FIFA Kills essentially carries throughout that. They were hoping that them two could really pop off and perform. A lot of people were very afraid of them. Didn't deliver. Feels like Wiz has got himself on a bit of a revenge tour, though, looking to make a statement in this one. And picking up Bobble is an interesting call. I'm not sure how that team ends up coming on about, but very glad to see that the duo there managing to outshine a duo as talented as Aydan and Adrian.
Well, who knows? Everyone could kind of be changing some things up post-World Series of Warzone and looking to kind of solidify some chemistry and test some things out before the new game does drop. You know, granted, we're going to be moving on to a new Warzone map and things will change, right? The movement's going to switch up, but for now, we do have Al Mazrah's last hurrah. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is day 2, $120,000 tournament in totality, $70,000 on the line today. And Shifty and Biffle, well, they're back up and at it. Looked a little tough for them, but now they're holding that edge of zone. Got cash.
I don't know.
Not have that.
There's two. I think.
You're not allowed that. No, you're right.
Put it down.
Noobs here in big trouble, but typical ice in the veins out of Noobs there. Just bides his time, slips in some plates, backs on off. Semtex will be a little bit scary there, even though he's out of his blast radius. Those vehicles nearby can be caught still in the blast radius and clean you up. And yeah, I'm surprised as well, Noobs. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was pretty good.
No. He's able to get a plate on and dodge. Little dolphin dive to safety. Surprised he's even able to not go down there because it was looking a little
You have the muni. You could drop it and nade him.
scary. Okay, good. Bombs are coming out. Tommy's got a munitions box, and they're talking about just getting more kind of throwables, those lethals, the Semtex out of it, so they can just kind of bombard the team in front of them.
I think he's still
This
behind.
peak that they have on Noobs right now is putting them in a very tough position, but Biffle and Shifty, they just keep pushing forward now, taking out Foreign Jace and Exact. We're at 33 teams left. They are still going forward with that aggressive nature, but you always have to make sure that you have a flare, that you have Cask, if you just saw Shifty going down.
By the fact that Shifty goes down, you still can never not believe that these two are going to be on top. And Tommy's in trouble elsewhere, gets hit hard from something, and well, Noobs has got the cover and the comms, applies the pressure, but Tommy's picked up, so that's going to force Noobs to back on off and gets the smoke out and will push away. But the problem is that it's going into 2 different zones that are currently covered. I can't tell if it's from 2 strongholds or stronghold and black side, or perhaps UAV tower, but wherever Noobs is heading is definitely not safe. Could be the end of the road for this duo.
Definitely going to be really tough for them as Iceman Isaac grabbing that elimination, but Noobs has to wait. Tommy in the gulag. I always check those medicine things. It's very rare that a reinforcement flare does pop out of there. It always seems like when you don't have one, or you have one, they'll show up, but it's like when you really need it. Yeah, but good thing Noobs has already got one in stow, but you can never have too many.
Apparently someone has a mask. Flying it through the smoke here. Hip fire going crazy. Semtex is everywhere. Goat managed to pick up one, but is down himself. Cover fire coming in from the roof above. That is going to be Ryder lying down. The Mexican player here who manages to get straight back in. Must have been one of those reinforcement flares you were talking about. Unless Mireille hit that buy station actually that's right next to him. Shifty and Biffle are back at the stronghold that we saw them at earlier. Fighting for it all over again. But there is a 2 here on the hunted for Biffle. There's a bounty team nearby trying to find them and get rid of this team and stop them winning on match point.
It seems like everything is stacked against them here in map number 5, right? You initially saw Tommy and Noobs getting that bounty on Biffle, now a fresh bounty here at Fortress, and the rotation, right? When that ring is starting to pull towards that highway between kind of village, right? So that is a tough rotation, and you're all the way on the outskirts of it. Yes, you cap that stronghold. Yes, you get the UAV, and you know that your immediate vicinity is a little bit free and clear. You have to set your sights towards getting into that next circle. But Intex and Believe Enigma, I've been really impressed with their performance here today. And I feel like Intex has been grinding for so long since Verdansk, but has kind of been one of the most underrated players in my opinion.
Yeah, kind of one of those always the bridesmaid, never the bride kind of teams, right? Kind of players. Like they're always they're in the conversation, but they're never on the cherry on the cake kind of thing. And yeah, I agree. It's really good to see Intex and Believe putting up good numbers today. They come into this map 4th, I believe, on 58.6 points. Looking to have themselves a real game here to shoot themselves up that leaderboard and continuing to pick up some more of the money. However, what I will say is I'm going to need to see a couple more kills out of them this map, as Believe himself currently only on 1. Not sure what Intex is on, but again, placement is something. Kills are everything. You need to pick up some big kills if you want to move yourself up the board.
And Breadman with the sniper. And let me just tell you, banning the Signal 50 here in this tournament probably put a little, you know, thwarted Breadman a little bit, right? He immediately picks up another sniper, but it looked to me like it was on it. And honestly, the snipers in Warzone 2 just have not been feeling some type of way. So, you know, I'm ready for Modern Warfare 3 to drop this weekend so I can just like play with a sniper and be like, oh, you know, this feels like the old times a little bit.
I'm looking forward to. I mean, the last time Modern Warfare 3 came out, I was a teenager, probably a little bit more cracked out than me, who's now about to hit 30. I'm looking forward to going into that first week and being able to slide around and try and, well, at least pretend that I have some sort of gun skill. But yeah, very much so looking forward to the snipers being back in, the quick scopes and so on that we were seeing throughout the beta. Very, very fresh indeed. But you're right, by the way, when it comes to the Signal 50, Breadman was probably looking at that ban and thinking, damn, I could really have done with that, because you put a weapon like that in the hands like of his. Some of the shots that we've seen him pull off over the years, some of the plays we've seen him make with sniper rifles, that boy knows no bounds when it comes to a one-hit shot.
All right, here we go. Biffle and Shifty. We last saw them rotating in through the water, lose out on Shifty. Biffle now knows this is a very tough situation. We just have that regular gas mask. We only have one plate. The buy station is ahead of him. Now think about this. We're in bay. There's a mobile to the left, but in warehouse is going to be that coveted buy station that is always in that specific position. But how do you get there? Especially when Shade Steph is the one who took out Shifty and is going to be nearby.
Yeah, the problem is for Biffle as well, is as soon as he steps out, there's the buy building in front of him, sure, but on the left side as well as over the road, there are high points. So any team sat up on top of those are indeed going to pin him into a horrible kill box. But again, we never count out a duo as talented as those two. They seem to find their way through every single scenario that is thrown at them this afternoon. And here's a couple of kills coming on through. Soka's going to go absolutely nuts. Picks up Echo, and I think that's Biffle in there. It is indeed. So Biffle and Shifty are out. Match point will not be claimed. We will see another map. In fact, I think we're going to get to see that kill right here.
We're going back in time. Biffle's approaching the buy station here, right? Now, this is where essentially he gets eliminated, but I think he actually gets the buy off on Shifty prior to it going out. There's the knock onto Echo. Here comes Soka looking for the cleanup, but he gets the buy. That is exactly what you need to do, and that's king behavior.
My gosh, I missed it completely. He manages to get the buy back in. It's another one of those examples of fractions, moments that they just seem to pull on through, whether it be 1 HP or whether it be last second high brain plays. Does not matter. Biffle comes in clutch again. Shifty, though, with everything to do, probably wants to hit its loadout, but it's in a horrible place between a lot of high buildings.
And a simple yes, but we know for a fact that we've seen Shifty drop in at an end game and win a 1v1 with a pistol. So, can he do it again? Maybe. But he is literally 0.1. Not even 1. Someone just has to look at him, breathe on him, and he's done.
Was that top tower?
The thing is, well, as far as I can tell, unless there's something slightly north of him here, there are no buy stations remaining. So unless Shifty finds a reinforcement flare, he is completely on his own. No plates, only a pistol in hand. 18 teams still up in this one. And he does not want anyone to come and bother him here, and he will indeed. And he's got just a pistol in hand, cracks the plates, and still wins. Comes out on top, Spawn goes down, but more company, and he is eliminated. This time, I will call it correctly. Shifty and Biffle will not see out match point this time round.
They are done. They are out in 17th place, but we have 12 teams left. We're in that upper echelon of the multiplier, currently breathing down the 1.6 once we hit that top 10, but it's Skullface and Soka who've been climbing ever so slowly throughout the 5 maps that we've had so far, and now are looking to make a play for it. But we keep on moving, and another one bites the dust. Sorry, Gloat Clamp, and Soka takes some hits. Doesn't have a gas mask.
Oh my.
Oh, he's going to the roof. I love the play. Able to grab a team wipe, but he's going to get peppered from afar. This is crazy.
Oh, but cover is provided by Skullface, who manages to get one of the kills, but then gets picked up by Scummin. Does Scummin have a teammate anywhere nearby? Is it going to be a problem here for Ahsoka? The problem mainly for Ahsoka right now, he's no plates left. Only half left in that tempered slot. So therefore, having to hunker down, wait and see if he can scoop some loot from somewhere. Breadman and Joewo still up, still in second place coming into this one. Another good game here, trying to drag themselves nearer to that team that are running the show this afternoon. Another kill. Savvy Ultras is out. We are down to our final 7 teams, and that circle's getting very tight, but high ground is held by Joewo and Breadman.
And look at that pool. Yes, they do have to move, but it's going to be unrational. Fighting through it at the edge, trying to dive down to the left. But of course, as a team there, you're going to get poked and prodded. The smoke is going to provide a little bit of cover, but you had the team on the right, and Gorgo Knight coming through. Now, Dongy, last live for that duo, will have to make something happen. But Joewo, Breadman, they don't have to move just yet. Once it starts to shift, they need to make sure that they're clearing out the left as they go.
One thing I'm curious about here, the problem they have is as the circle pulls, do they have any cover over to their right-hand side? If they do, this is perfect. If they don't, it's a very difficult rotation. Scarman will pick up another kill and just about stay alive using that very flimsy wooden fence to dodge all bullets and find a rock face to get behind. Breadman and Joewo have made the rotation. They're here early. Has anyone else been able to get here first? If not, Joewo and Breadman have an entire 4 teams running at them. 5 players remaining. Can they clean it up?
And they clean it up. Bombs are going big. Wow, there you go. I was like, let the comms speak for themselves. A little back-to-back. Look, if there's anyone that knows how to win, it's going to be Breadman himself. Most recently notorious for going on trying to win that massive, actually trying to break the win record, right? I think the win record at some point was 86, and they were going for day in, day out, 13+ hour streams. And they definitely didn't break it, but they got way up there in wins. So congratulations on them for going back to back.
All right. Another huge performance. We last map, it felt like that they kind of played it a little bit slower at the start. They hunkered down and waited for the circle to come towards them and then got involved in the late game. That time, it felt like they were involved all the way throughout. Different strategy, same result. Joewo and Breadman come out on top, back to back indeed.
Yeah, and